Good morning, it's day 10 in my 40-day video challenge, and today I've got a mini rant, but also just sort of a set the record straight having to do with the word tribe. And this is a word that I thought was sort of waning in popularity in terms of popular cultural lexicon, but it's not. It's still alive and well, and it started really cropping up a lot 3 to 4 years ago, and I rolled my eyes at it in the same way that I rolled my eyes a little bit at when the trend for the ampersand in the, what is it this way on video? The ampersand in company names from bars and restaurants was like crazy popular. It's just anything, ampersand, anything, and you've got a trendy name. And so I resist using those types of super popular trend words, including the word tribe, which is used often to describe a group of people that you feel like you belong to. Maybe it's your friend group or your family, and there are probably lots of other people that have done crazy rants about it, and there are lots of people where they just use it all the time in everything that they say. I've resisted using it for most of the year, and yet this for most of the last few years. And yet this summer, I was with a group of female founders, women entrepreneurs, at an all-day intensive boot camp. And we were asked to describe what we wanted to get out of this boot camp day in one word. And it was the first and the only time that I used the word tribe to describe something that I was seeking, something that I was looking for. And I realized that even though I've been resisting using this word, it's sort of like filtered down through this popular use into my own vocabulary, and that I realized I might be using that as a sort of an internal dialogue with myself to try to define this thing that I've been looking for and seeking. And as an entrepreneur who doesn't come from a family that has a lot of business knowledge, like I don't have any entrepreneurs in my family. It's not something that's been passed, this knowledge has not been passed down to me. And Sean and I have been, to a great degree, figuring this out on our own, and that's been very isolating. It's one of the reasons why I joined this accelerator program and applied for it, was so that I could fight that isolation, which when you're making decisions just by yourself all the time, you're not getting that other perspectives, you're not giving fresh ideas, and you're also not able to lean on the strength and the experiences of others and their perspectives that might aid you in continuing to find your way within a community of people that are all finding their way at the same time. And there's a great value in that. So I was with this group of female founders for this intensive training program, and I used the word tribe to describe the thing that I was looking for, that I was hoping to get out of this, because I realized, and I'd been realizing over the last few months, that my social world and the people that I've placed around me, I'm lacking a lot of that sort of that knowledge and that group value of problem solving and entrepreneurship. I have an incredible group of friends and family, but a lot of them are not on the same path as I am. So I realized I needed to add more of those perspectives into my life. And as soon as I said it, I was immediately, there was a little bit of myself, I was like, oh gosh, I used that word. I used the word that I've been resisting for a long time. And then I started thinking about, like, why am I resisting this word? If I feel like it's the one that really, really defines this thing that I'm looking for. And I think partly it was this challenge of how to describe it in one word. And when I describe it without that limitations, it's a community of like-minded individuals in the entrepreneurship bent or track or vision or whatever that is, but a community of like-minded individuals, specifically in relating to entrepreneurship. But having to reduce that to one word, I think that's one of the reasons why these words become so popular. But then also, why was I resisting it? I realized I wasn't resisting this word just because of its popularity. It's not like I'm just trying to be some like countercultural, whatever, non-hipster hipster. Gosh. Okay. That's a whole other conversation. And at the root of it, when I really started thinking about it, it has to do with cultural appropriation. And this is not a vlog that's going to explain why I feel like it's inappropriate to use a word like tribe to describe anything and everything in in a serious and a flippant manner. I'm actually going to link to a great article below that talks about the word tribe and where it comes from and why it can be offensive and why it is a cultural appropriation of a word. It's not even a cultural appropriation. Okay, I'm getting into it a little bit. Because the word tribe means so many different things and it doesn't mean what we think it should mean. And just read that article if you're interested in this conversation, and we can chat offline about it. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to be, and I encourage everyone to be cognizant of the words that you're using, especially as I continue to become more involved in this community of like-minded individuals in the entrepreneurship world, is we have all these buzzwords. And it's the same if you're in corporate or you're in church, you have all this jargon, these buzzwords that you use. And the meaning behind these words is very important. And so think about, what are the words that you use all the time? I'm kind of doing a mental catalog of my vocabulary as well. And what are the words that I use all the time? Am I using the most appropriate word for that situation? And what am I also allowing to come into my vocabulary, my lexicon, my dictionary of words that I use to describe myself and my business and my community and my endeavors? And are those the best words for me to be using? So that's my 2 cents for today. I did this boot camp in I think it was mid-June. Actually, I don't remember if it was June or July, just the time. This is weird time warp this summer. But it's been over a month, maybe even 2 months, and I still keep thinking about the time that I used that in a public setting. So it's my public confession. And moving on, the most important thing for me to do yesterday was to make those calls and have meetings and do some catch-up work since the kids were in school again, and I did that, and it was great. I have one call I wasn't able to get to, which I'm going to do today. And then the most important thing for me to do today, I actually have, I've remembered in my mind all the things that were on my list and all the things that have been added to my list. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in to my Trello board and look at and reset my next Scrum sprint. So I apply a version of Scrum methodology to my project management. And so I do a 2-week, basically 2-week project timelines where I identify what are the most critical milestones to meet my goals that I need to achieve in the next 2 weeks. And then what are all the tasks I need to do to achieve those milestones. And so I reset every 2 weeks. And usually I do that on Wednesdays. Today's Wednesday, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll have a clear path of what I need to do for the next 2 weeks. So, like this video if you liked it. The like button is down there, and it doesn't take very much time. Just like it, and then follow the round chaos, which is right here. If you want to be notified of whenever I have future blogs come out. Yes, Mom, that does mean signing up for a YouTube account. Oh gosh. But then you'll get notified every time I post a new one, and you can stay up to date. Thank you so much, and I will see you all tomorrow.